As teachers, we're constantly giving feedback, but what happens when it's our turn to receive it? Hearing what students really think about our teaching can be insightful, surprising, and sometimes a little uncomfortable. In this video, we'll talk about how to receive student feedback with grace, protect your emotional well-being, and use those moments to build even stronger relationships and teaching practices. Let's get into it. Student feedback, whether through surveys, conversations, or anonymous notes, is data. It's not a personal attack. It's a window into your student's experience. Yes, it's true, some comments might sting. But there's a big difference between hurt and harm, and it depends in great measure on how you want to take those comments. A comment like, "You talk too fast," might feel critical, but it's actually a useful insight, and a chance to adjust. There is a key mindset shift you need to do, to make the most out of your students' comments and be the best teacher you can. This is not about me as a person. It's about how I can improve the experience for my learners. Your students giving you this kind of feedback is the best that could happen to you in class. When you first read student feedback, especially the tough stuff, don't respond immediately. Instead, take a deep breath. Sit with it. Acknowledge how it makes you feel, but do it without judgment. It is very important to avoid the trap of defensiveness. Thoughts like, "They don't understand how hard I work." Try reframing it as, "This tells me how they're experiencing the classroom." That's valuable information. Here's a tip: wait 24 hours before acting on feedback that triggers an emotional reaction. Give your brain time to shift from emotion to reflection. Not all feedback is created equal. Some might be unfair, sarcastic, or overly personal. Your job, to look for recurring themes. If one student says you give too much homework, that's an opinion. But if 10 students say it, that's a pattern. Ask yourself, what's being said more than once? What do multiple students experience similarly? What might I be blind to? This is important because patterns reveal the truth, whereas one-liners reveal frustration. Focus on the former. One of the most powerful things you can do is acknowledge the feedback out loud. Try this.
"Some of you mentioned I go through explanations too quickly. That's really helpful to know. I'm going to try slowing down, and I'd love for you to give me a signal if I'm moving too fast."
This is very useful in your lessons. It shows you're listening. It builds trust and rapport. It models how to receive feedback with humility and maturity. And students remember that. Let's be honest, some feedback can feel personal, even if it's not meant to be. That's why it's important to have strategies for self-care and emotional processing. When you feel a particular comment touched home, you can try talking to a colleague or mentor, or reflecting in a journal. And always remind yourself, one comment does not define me. Remember, you are a professional and a person. It's okay to feel, just don't let feedback become a source of shame. Instead, let it be fuel for growth. Believe it or not, receiving feedback gracefully is one of the fastest ways to build rapport. Why? Because it shows you care. It shows that you're not above learning. And it shows that the classroom is a place for everyone's voice, including yours, to be heard. Here are some ideas to make it work. Invite feedback regularly, not just once a year. Create anonymous check-in forms or temperature checks. Let students help co-design aspects of your teaching. Students don't expect perfection. They appreciate progress and presence. Let's recap how to handle student feedback like a pro. See it as insight, not an insult. Pause before you react. Look for patterns, not one-offs. Discuss it openly with your students. Care for your emotional well-being. Use it to strengthen relationships. Have you ever received feedback from students that helped you grow? Share your story with your colleagues, and let's support each other as we keep learning. Because teaching isn't about being perfect. It's about being open, reflective, and human.